Hello, trading has closed on the 10th of September 2024. As always, we'll do our disclaimer first, go over our calls, and then make our predictions. This is my trading plan for tomorrow, which is the 11th of September 2024. Please remember, my calls can be completely wrong. Any trades you make should be made at your own risk. Today we look for the pattern with the early low, so we got that, and tomorrow should have the early high. We said that if the rally were to continue on the beta, we should gap and promptly take this high out. I said that wouldn't surprise me, but I couldn't say it was required. Well, that's what happened, and the rally continued. So let's just review what we said. Tomorrow's pattern should have the early high. During the day, MEJT said this last rally is not for keeps, gives us a target of 54.6522, and unless we gap up smartly, that's my call. So we have a target way down here after rallying all day. Let's take a look at this. Here we have this impulsive drop. We have this overlapping corrective wave. Ideally, this high should hold, and this overlapping should be a corrective wave followed by another impulsive drop. As we'll see, this wave is a Fibonacci correction of this decline, and it's one of the places at which the rally could logically end. At some point, we're going to have this magenta C that should have some kind of Fibonacci relationship to A. I'm not seeing that yet. So regardless of what happens tomorrow, I don't think the drop's over. Now, if you start from this B from the last chart, that's here. My original count was we had blue A, then ABC for blue B. And if that were the right count, you like to have a wave C having some kind of Fibonacci relationship with blue A, and I just can't come up with one. But that's not the only way to count it. If you look at the black count, it's possible this ABC is black A of blue B. It's possible this ABC is black B of blue B. And it's possible this move is black C of blue B, and if you look, A and C are exactly equal. So if that's the right count, we could have ended blue B here, and now if this high holds, which we don't know yet, but if that high holds, you could be entering blue C down. Let's just take a look at this rally to see if we can justify an end of the wave here. Well, first of all, here's this big drop, and this retrace from this drop here is 78.6%. So that's a logical place for this to recover. Now, you recall over the weekend we had wave balance here. Let's take a look. If this is wave gold A, and that's wave gold B, gold C is equal to A. It comes through by a smidgen here, which doesn't disturb me, because if it drops from the open, that's just an expanded flat, or it's close enough. So on the smaller time frames, we have another ABC, and we have a 78.6% correction. It's one of the places at which you could justify an end logically, and it's also a place where if we hit the target, there'll be 30 points downside coming. Now, I don't know how we'll open tomorrow. We open way up here. The whole idea is killed. That we don't know. And the CPI report comes out tomorrow. I don't know if the response to that's going to be favorable or unfavorable. But futures are down as I'm recording this, and if the response is unfavorable, you can certainly have a justification for this being the end of the recovery and a new drop starting right from here. If we go up, the idea is killed, but that we won't know until tomorrow. Wednesday's pattern has the early high regardless of where we open. Typically it's a rally day with a high in the final hour, but if you fail, it's a straight line drop, and the fibs are right for a straight line drop. Doesn't mean it'll happen. We don't know how we open yet. The CPI comes out an hour before the open. I can't predict the response to major economic reports with a sufficient degree of accuracy. Now we have a lower MEJT target. Unless we gap up smartly, the rules call for it to print. If the response to the report is negative, there's Fibonacci justification for a drop right from the open with a sizable correction in store. Don't forget, if this isn't a bullish day, it's a straight line drop. And if we don't drop right from the open, I don't really have a good plan, because that means the count's wrong. And that we're going to know before we open. So it's the pattern with the early high. Usually it's a rally day, but this is certainly a logical place for a failure and a straight line drop. I think it's all going to be pretty clear before the open if that's what happens. And if we're up here instead, we don't have to risk any money. But if we're down, it could be a long way. So it's the pattern with the early high, possible top here, unpredictable response to the economic report, but if it's negative, could be very negative. And that's today's call.